Hello, this is Ifa. Welcome to my October Plan with Me video. I've never made a magical fairy tale kind of theme as my monthly setup, even though I've made a yearly setup in last year. So this month I am going to make a similar theme with a lot of mushrooms, huts, and a lot of vibrant colors. As an art medium, I'm using these Tombow brush pens, which are water-based markers. The supplies I'm going to use in this setup is going to be listed in the description below. As usual, for the first page of the setup is the cover page. This time my cover page is going to be 2 pages wider. Even though I'm not going to fill up the full page with drawing and decoration, but as I wanted the illustration a bit longer, I decided to spread it a little more. As you can see that I've already sketched the whole spread beforehand, otherwise this video will be much longer than this one, and I think it's better to keep it short. I'm using Sakura Pigment Micron in 03 to draw the outlines of the front elements of this illustration, and I wanted to use the size 01 for the smaller and background leaves, but I couldn't find it around me, so I used 02 instead. I have this Unipin pen in size 02, even though I don't like Unipin pen if I use water-based markers afterwards, because sometimes it smudges or smears a little after using the brush pens. It was heavily raining outside, so the lights were fluctuating a lot. It's raining almost every day here in the afternoon and night, and in the morning the sky is very bright blue with lots of cotton clouds. It's just too perfect to watch. If you don't know, my September bullet journal theme was inspired by September sky from my country. Anyways, moving back to my setup, I'm using this Chinese red color for the large mushroom cap and shading it with a little darker red color. As you can see here, I didn't color the scales or the white spots from the cap so that I don't need to use any other paint to color the white again. I forgot to add the shadows of the spots here, but you can color and add some more shadows later if you want. I thought if I use too much red into this setup, it might look too vibrant, so I added this mist purple to my scheme for the mushroom caps. I made the houses looking like tiny houses which have roof made with larger leaves. I think it gives the shabby and fairy tale vibe to it. The colors I used at first was too vibrant, so I made shadows underneath the leaves. At first, later you'll see I'll try to make it more muted with an asparagus color in the top of it. So it was very messy to look at, but I think it was looking good when I finished the whole illustration. I think it affect my filming because I don't like the lighting setup that I already have, so I always depend on the sunlight. But if I found a good artificial lighting system and if I built it for my own studio, then I can make more videos often. Every time when I make this illustrational video or my journal vlog, it always makes me delay because of this sunlight thing. And I know in this autumn season I won't have great sunlight and I have to deal with it. I'm using 4 brown shades. One is tan, another one is this sand color. Then I have 2 browns for the mushroom stems and the hearts or the houses. The strokes I made for the houses was little overlapping because I wanted to make it looks like wood. Later I tried to add more dimension to the doors and the walls of these houses. Until this point, this illustration was looking very good to me, but when I started adding all the grasses with different green colors, it was looking very messy to me and I don't like the outcome of these grasses. But I think the digital illustration that I made for my Patreon is looking much nicer and neater because I can control my thoughts. If I make any mistakes in my digital illustration, I can just remove it and work it on. For traditional arts, I think it's difficult to fix this, but I like the traditional arts a lot, so I don't mind if I make any mistakes. Even though I need to say it for a whole month, I think it is what it is. For the title October, I wanted to make it more dramatic and old. Even though I didn't write it swiftly, it kinda turned out good. I used Tombow Furnowski heart tip brush pen to write it first, and then I used the heart tip to make the downstroke bolder. I used both of these brush pens. One is a bit stiffer and the softer one is a bit lighter to use. I think the heart tip gives you the more control to your calligraphy or drawings than the soft tips, but the soft tip always gives you the vibe of calligraphy fonts actually, so I always prefer calligraphies with the soft tip brush pen. I added sparkles around this illustration to make it little whimsical, but I think I've overdone it. After doing all these details, I'm going to add more sparkles with my gold watercolor. I'm using this blue gold and red gold to make these sparkles with a watercolor brush pen. I couldn't find the thinnest brush I always used for these sparkles, but I had this one in my desk, so my laziness held me tight not to get up and pick another thinner brush. While this is drying, let me show you the pattern printables and physical rares for September and October. So if you're joining this month, which is September, you'll get these printables right now and these stickers from my shop. One is this magical tail and another one is the circle sticker. So basically the printables are already uploaded in my Patreon page, and after you joining in September, I will send out these 2 sticker sheets right away. If you join in October or you're still a member in October, you'll receive these stickers. One autumn playlist sticker sheet and autumn colored square deco sheets. So this is a bit cheaper than my actual shop will cost you because the shipping cost will save you a lot. There is no problem if you join in the last day of September. You'll be charged by Patreon in the last or the second last day of October. So after Patreon charge you, I will be sending out your Happy Mail package. Anyways, my cover page is already done and the next spread is I'm going to make is my calendar page. This time I'm making a larger calendar. Each boxes are 6x6 grids. I'm using an A5 notebook. It is definitely very smaller and it is a hassle to find out a proper layout for 6x6 grid boxes for the larger calendars. So I made it in off camera because it took me a lot of time to get the layout that I wanted. I'm using this brown and gray Unipin pen to draw out the boxes, and in the left corner I'll be drawing a purple mushroom hut with a tiny house. I made this huge calendar to track out everything on it. Normally I make calendar that fits in a page only, but I found calendar squares more helpful to write the keywords on, and that gives me the overview of my work every week or every month. It feels the year is passing by so fast. I feel scared because I don't think I'm doing a proper use of my time. I'm using this notebook from April actually for the year. This was the Tsuki notebook from Notebook Therapy, and I think it's from the last year's autumn collection. The vibe of this notebook and the color is perfect for autumn, and of course it matches to my aesthetics. If you're interested to purchase anything from Notebook Therapy, you can use my affiliated code tritopus10 to get 10% off from your whole purchase. I'm using Notebook Therapy's Enchanted Garden collection in this setup as well. I think the vibe of this collection matches to my theme. I also use my alphabet deco stickers in warm mixed colors for this little header. I found these stickers a lot more helpful while I'm a bit lazy to draw or I don't have much time for drawing. It's very easy to grab these little alphabets and move the inner cutouts with these kind of tweezers. The next spread I am going to make is habit and mood tracker. This is the style I was going from March to July when I use my mood and habit tracker together. I wanted to track my mood after 2 months, so I made this layout again. In this layout, I always make 6 to 8 boxes for the habit trackers, and it left a little bit space in the corner so that I can add illustration which will be spreading out towards the empty space of mood tracker. For my mood tracker, I spaced 31 boxes and every box is 3x3 grids each. It's not necessary to make this kind of layout for tracking, but I find it fun to color each boxes every day with different colors. I'm excited to see it, how it turns after the month. I'll post it on my Instagram to show you the outcome after filling everything up. For the illustration part, I was very lazy to draw the same repeating things again, so I used stickers from my shop. I'm using the wider washi tape from Enchanted Garden collection of Notebook Therapy as background. Then I am using this large mushroom hat sticker from Magical Tales sticker sheets and this mushroom from the All About Mushrooms sticker sheet that I released in my shop recently. After finishing this spread, the rain was started again, and I forgot to tell you that I couldn't finish this whole setup at the same day because of the sunlight, and I started setting this up late in the noon, so it took me 2 days to finish my whole setup because of filming, because I think I always prefer sunlight than the artificial lighting, even though my artificial lighting setup is not too good, so I depends on sunlight. Anyways, this butterfly sticker is from Ikigaipapir. Heather sells amazing stickers in her shop, so do check her shop out. I think I am influenced and inspired from her style a lot. She is a true inspiration for me. The last thing I'm doing here in this spread is to add sparkles in the header, but mistakenly some of the glitters were rubbed off from my hand, so I tried a new technique to collect the colors and glitters from the page. I used a little damp tissue and tapped the glitters out of the paper. After drying out, it wasn't any problem to work more on it, and as this paper is 160 GSM, it was fun to try out new risky things. The next spread is my shop and content planner. For the content planner, I'm making a horizontal calendar layout where I will write my schedule for my content making work. So for this decoration, I wanted to add more colors into it, and I used this whole notepad for it. I'm using a sticky bookmark or notepad, I don't remember what it is, for 4 weeks of my content planning. I made these grids for the header where I wanted to write like the number of the weeks of the month, but I don't like it at all, so later I used the same leftover papers from this notebook to stick it out on the top and write the header with my fine liner. And I think these tricks we all know about. Anyways, I like the adhesive roller glue a lot because when I use this sticky glue sticks, always makes my hand messier, and I don't like that at all. For the shop planner, I made 3 boxes for 3 steps of my shop that I always follow. One is brainstormings for the ideas, then what should I make, and lastly, after making all the stickers, the shop update task. There are so many tasks after making all these stickers. I can tell you that there are so many tasks after making all these stickers while updating my shop. Like I have to click photos of all of the sticker sheets, then I have to edit a little bit because of the color adjusting so that it looks exactly the same as Bear Eyes. And also I have to put it for my social media post and also for my website. So there are lots of tasks for the shop update. And for tracking all of these things, this spread will help me to do it. So the next spread is my weekly spread for the month. It's not just for the first week, but it's for the whole month. I made Dutch door spreads in September and it's here again. I think making all of my weeklies at once kind of made me to use it more because laziness made me unable to use it for the sake of contents. Even if I deny it, it always makes me to being lazy when I want to make more content for my social media. I don't know why it really makes me feel low when I don't make contents for my social medias, and also if I do that, I have to decorate more and my weeklies are not simpler at all, and I always try to make contents when I want to make a weekly spread. So it's just make me so weird and lazy to get up and film the whole process. So I think making these spaces for weekly spreads beforehand will always make me to work more and be productive. That's why I always try to make my weeklies in the first 2 weeks, but sometimes it doesn't happen that the way I wanted. So this Dutch door saves me from being lazy this month. Anyways, these Dutch door are definitely inspired from a lot of creative persons in our community. But I would like to shout out Abby from Bujo for Trades because she is the queen of lovely weekly Dutch door spreads with brown aesthetic vibes. And head of Bujo for bringing this again to my head because she made this in her September bullet journal setup and it inspired me a lot. After cutting all 4 pages, I'm decorating the sides. I'm using warm brown tones and a lot of stationery from other shop owners of this community. This sticker is from sleepylionhouse and I'll be adding a little washi tape in the left page, which is also from sleepylionhouse sticker shop. The mochi tone is from ikigaipapir. I like mochi tone stickers a lot. I ordered Heather's new mochi tones recently, but this one is from the rep packages I got from last year. This notepad and header stickers are from somekindwords. Julia makes very minimal and pretty looking stickers in her shop, so I just love them a lot. For the tabs, I'm using the old notepad I've used for my content planner to cover the tabs and make it visible. The colors are the muted version of my color scheme of the theme, so I love this combination a lot. For the header of my first weekly spread, I'm using this weekly header sheet. This one is from the B grade stickers that I have selected as B grades, and these turned out a little off cuts, so I don't want to waste it or sell them in B grades, so now I'm just using this for my own. And I'm using these leftover stickers from both of my magical tales and all about mushroom stickers. It was very fun to use them in the Dutch door spread. I made 5 spreads in the Dutch door because I think I might need more spaces for the last 2 weeks. And if I don't need them, I can write an overview of my month in the last page or plan out something else if I want to. After finishing the sticker sheet, I would say that I didn't know how it feels satisfying after using a whole sticker sheet in a whole setup. I never knew it would be a fun to use this vibrant color scheme and make this larger illustration in my bullet journal. Again, I wanted to make my bullet journal more minimal rather than maximal because it was getting overwhelming for me when I make too much heavy spreads. But after using these stickers, it made me much easier to make it more maximal than minimal. I really enjoyed this whole setup, and I think you can guess it with my voiceover because I'm excited to talk about this whole theme as well. I hope you enjoyed this too. So if you enjoyed this, please like this video, consider subscribing for new videos. if you're still there, let me know by commenting a mushroom emoji. I'll see you in my next video. Until then, I hope you stay safe and healthy. Bye bye.